Hi everyone, let's talk about Castles of Burgundy Digital Edition. So if you would like to see the game in action and a full playthrough of it, that'll be linked in the description. I just did one. But this is kind of my thoughts on its digital version. The game in general, I absolutely love Castles of Burgundy. You can see my playthrough of the board game to know about the ins and outs of how the game works itself. Or, my first playthrough was the card game, the first one I ever did. The 100th was the board game, the 200th was the dice game. It would have been brilliant, wouldn't it, to wait for the 300th for the digital version, but I can't make you wait that long, surely. You want it right now. So, the digital version, it's a very nice looking thing. It's definitely, you can tell that it's mainly a mobile version for tablets or phones. But the Steam implementation is very nice in that as well. It's got a very nice style to it. It's kind of taken the flat artwork from the tiles of Castles of Burgundy that's still present in the digital game in its references and things, but it's made this kind of isometric, this 3D version based on that. Although it does look nice, it can be a little harder to see at a glance which tile is which, although probably with experience that will be less of an issue because, the reference does show the original tile art, and that's different in the representation that is on the board there. But it does look quite nice, and especially compared to other mobile implementations of board games, it looks really nice as well. I will say that particularly in the Steam version, because of the wider screen of a computer, the extra elements have been added in. As you can see here, the left-hand side, the reference is constantly there. The right-hand side, the chat is always there. And underneath it's got another symbol reference for the tiles. These are all nice things, but it would be a lot nicer to be able to, click a button and get rid of them when you don't want them there, especially the chat, unless you're playing an online game. And even so, you might not want to chat in an online game. As I mentioned in the playthrough, there is a workaround for this. You can start it in a windowed mode in the options when you start up the game, and then you press Alt and Enter, which is the shortcut for full screen for a lot of things, and that basically stretches it out and gives you the experience you would get on a tablet on your computer. It's just a minor thing, but it would be nice if those options were just in there because, unless you've looked in the forums or on social media or something, you're not going to know about that. So it would be nice to have those as options in there as well. But it's not a hugely major thing. The different levels of AI in the game are really nice. They are fairly difficult as well. I've played Castles of Burgundy quite a lot, and maybe this speaks to the fact that I tend to only play with one person. There are exceptions, especially in Castles of Burgundy. I played it with a lot of different people, but it shows that maybe I'm just rubbish, or maybe these AIs are hard because I haven't won against the medium that many times, which is why I was excited to do so in the playthrough. Spoilers, but watch the playthrough first maybe. So it's nice to have those different levels there, and they do represent a significant challenge in my experience anyway. I will say though that playing the game does kind of it's a little bit faster than playing the board game, and obviously you need someone else there to play the board game with you. But having all of the animations and things, they do look really nice. They are a nice flashy thing to have, and you can speed them up when you are kind of used to them and you want to get them over with to get on with the game. It would be nice to turn them off though, because as nice as they are, I would prefer if the games just went faster. And I recognise that, the main delay in the speed of the game is me thinking about what's going to happen on my turn. But, the animations and things and flipping over the board every time it's another player's turn and waiting for that animation every time you want to look at their board, and then you have to click again to go back to your own board and the animation has to happen again. All of these little things do add up, and it would be nice to be able to turn them off. It would also be nice as well if there was a little log of what the other players had done on their turns. I know it is there and it's your job to pay attention and see what they've done, but if I'm playing a game against the computer and I had to look away for a second or something happened, then I have to kind of backtrack and spend time looking at what they did, or just disregard it entirely, which isn't always wise in this game. It would be nice to just have a little window that you could open up, or one of these side tabs, and just have a little text summary of all the steps that they took, just as a quick reference rather than having to kind of reverse engineer what happened in there. Aside from those minor complaints though, I think this is a really, really good representation of Castles of Burgundy, and it's great to see it in its digital form. It is available, you know, on online portals to play, but you always had to play against people in there, and it's nice to be able to just have this quick instant game against AIs. You can still play against people on this. It's got online play, it's got ranked online play as well, where it's got leaderboards you can fight your way up. I haven't played much of that. I used to really be into, you know, playing the various Boîte à Jeux and Games Arena and all of those asynchronous games, but I haven't really got as much time or as much inclination to play those anymore. So here I've really been focused on playing against the AI rather than other people. But it's just nice that the options are there if you would like them. I have seen some negativity about the Steam version, that, you know, it is just a mobile port and stuff, and that is definitely true, but I can kind of see their side as well, that making a version just for Steam is a whole different level of development, where, you know, using, is it Unity, where you can just port something from iOS to Steam. You know, it's not ideal, and in an ideal world it would be nice if something was custom made for it, but I'm not going to hold that against it because I can completely see why it is that way. Overall though, I think this is a really nice digital implementation of a fantastic game, one of the best board games of all time. So it's great that it will hopefully get some more attention. Maybe people just on Steam or just looking through the App Store will discover Castles of Burgundy and maybe get into this weird and wonderful board gaming world. But if you're already in it and you wanted a nice, fast, portable, quite sleek way of playing the game, then this is a great way to do it. But hopefully, you know, looking at the playthrough or just looking at the footage behind me as I'm talking, well, not behind me, I'm not on the screen, am I? I'm this otherworldly voice. I don't know why this distraction is being kept in, but it is. Yeah, it's up to you really, isn't it? This is just what I thought about it. So this has been my first kind of foray into the digital world. I hope that the playthrough and everything went up okay, and that this review thing kind of edited together okay as well. Let me know. Maybe we'll do more of these with more digital board games in the future. But for now, that's the Castles of Burgundy. Thanks for watching, everyone, and I'll see you for the next video. Bye.